So today I'm going to be showing you guys some items from Zara. So I did a huge Zara haul that cost me $803.80, and most of these items are from their ZW collection. I don't know how long that collection is going to stay available. I think it kind of works similar to once an item is sold out, it's sold out. I'm not sure if they're going to restock any of the items, but essentially I bought $804 worth of stuff from Zara. And I'm going to be doing a try-on haul for you guys today. It's been quite a while since I've done a clothing haul in general. Most of the items I got are dresses. I did get one pair of heels, but the rest are dresses. So we have about 6 dresses to try on and one pair of shoes. And I haven't opened the boxes yet, so I'm going to go ahead and open that. So this is my first time seeing it as well. So this is the first box of all the items. So we have one dress, 2 dresses, 3, 4. So there's 4 dresses in here and the pair of heels. So let's open the second box. Okay, and in this box we have 1, 2 dresses in the second box. So as I'm trying these on, I will let you guys know the price and my size. My measurements will also be down in the description box if you guys are curious. Let's go ahead and try all of these on. I will say, because they were folded in the box, they are quite wrinkly, and I'm not going to go through the trouble of ironing them or steaming them. I'm just going to show you guys what they look on straight out of the box. So I just put on the first dress, and as we do the review, I will have a video at some point with me walking down a hallway so you can kind of see the full length of the dress. Personally, I feel like a lot of the dresses that I got from the ZW collection are kind of giving a 1950s feel without the gloves, and I'm really into that style. I don't know, personally I like it. I think it looks classy. I think it's very feminine, just looks good. Not that other styles don't, but I was just really feeling this vibe, this 1950s dress vibe. So I will say a lot of them are obviously on the more conservative side. I'll put a few pictures up of the vibe I'm kind of talking about from like 1950s fashion. So this first dress that I'm wearing, it is again from the ZW collection. It's called the ZW Collection Poplin Midi Dress. It was $99.90 in the color black, and I got a size small. Okay, so with this dress, I think it's about 75% cotton. I don't remember the exact percentages of what the material is. I could look at the tag, however, it's on my body, so I can't really see it right now. But I do remember it saying it's around 75% cotton. So it is material that is going to wrinkle easily. Just keep that in mind, and you probably have to be careful when you're washing it. Now, I can't show you guys the full length at this angle, but we can start with the top. So the top has 2 pockets here with buttons, and they are real pockets. And then it has this collar around the neck, and then it has this string that you can tie to kind of cinch your waist a little bit more. So you can tie it in a bow, you can tie it in essentially whatever way you want to tie it. I'm not going to bother to tie it too perfectly just because I am just showing you guys the try on, but you can essentially tie it in a bow, and then it kind of creates like more of a silhouette. I don't know if you guys are able to see that with the lighting. Maybe I'll try to brighten up the lighting in the video just so you guys can see it more, but I kind of just tied it in a fast bow here. So it essentially looks like this on the waist, and then it flares out at the bottom. And it is quite long, so for me it goes down to my ankles, and it has buttons all the way from starting here. So it doesn't button all the way up, but it does button starting here and then all the way down the whole entire dress. So it kind of has this detail as well where it has this extra fabric to hide the buttons. So it is one of those dresses where you can hide the buttons. So this dress is also I guess you could call it a half sleeve, so it doesn't go all the way down, but it's not quite short either. It's kind of like down to your elbow. And it's not folded or anything. This is just the length of the sleeve. And obviously you can choose to keep, you can have like a little slit open if you want. You can leave some buttons open, or you can button it all the way down if you prefer that style. But I think it's really cute, actually. I really like this dress. It's in a classic black color too. So kind of just like your classic black dress. I think this dress is definitely a 10 out of 10. I think it's gorgeous. The only thing is, like I said, you will have to steam or iron it carefully because it is quite wrinkly right now. However, I think it's really cute, super classic. Definitely a beautiful dress, and I give it a 10 out of 10. Alright, so this is the next dress. It's exactly the same as the black dress, just in white. This one was also $99.90, and I got it in a size small. Same details, same pockets. You can just kind of see it a little bit better on the white one in comparison to the black one. Again, 2 pockets, they are real, they have buttons. Buttons from here all the way down with that same waist belt so that you can tie in multiple ways. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the full length of the dress. I think, again, 10 out of 10. I will say with the white one, I mean, like the material on both of these dresses is pretty thick. I wouldn't say it's super thin. However, with the white one, it can be a tad transparent, but not too much. So just something to keep in mind. You could always wear like a long white skirt underneath, or, white clothing, a white tank underneath to kind of make it a little bit less transparent. But I will say it's not transparent to the point where it's really bad. I don't know, for some reason it's kind of giving me like nurse vibes. Like the white one's giving me a little bit of like a nurse vibe in a way, but I still like it. I think you can't go wrong with white and black. The next dress we have is this navy long sleeve dress, and this one retails for a little bit more. So this one retails for $119 total, and this is also part of the ZW collection. It's named the ZW collection Poplin shirt dress. And it comes in a few colors. It comes in a brown shade and then this navy color shade. So what I will say about this one is a little bit of a lower cut than the other 2 dresses. It seems like the buttons don't go as high up. I will say for all the dresses, I wish that they had buttons that went all the way up. And then so my vlogging camera ran out of space, and so I'm just going to finish the rest of the filming on my iPhone. Honestly, the iPhone kind of looks like it shows more detail actually, and the colors pop more. Maybe that's just my opinion. But as I was saying with this dress is that compared to the other dresses, it is a bit of a lower cut. So this is as high as you can go when you're trying to button it. I was saying that I wish that with all the dresses, including this one, that they had buttons going all the way up, and that way it at least gives you the option to button them or unbutton them if you want to. But as you can see, it is a navy color, and it is a long sleeve dress, and you could of course roll up the sleeves if you want, and there's button closures here as well on the sleeves. This one also has pockets, and these are real pockets. No buttons on these ones though, but they are real pockets. And then that same, tie belt detail that you can tie in a bow or a knot or however you want to tie it. This one is also long, and I'll include some footage over here showing the full length of the dress. I think this is a cute dress, and I will also say that this material compared to the other 2 dresses is a little bit thinner, but I actually kind of like that. It's not too thick, so you're not going to get too hot in it, but it's also not super thin to the point where it's kind of giving bad quality. I would say that the thinness of this fabric compared to the other ones doesn't really bother me, and I think it's still a very pretty dress. Again, I would give it 10 out of 10. I think it's gorgeous. The only thing is the buttons and how it goes down so low compared to the other 2 dresses, but still a great dress. Next dress, and it's this red dress, also part of the ZW collection. What I will say about this one is that it is very low cut, so the cut is all the way down here, so underneath your breast. So that's one thing that I don't really love about it. I also don't know how I feel about these sleeves that kind of go out. I think that is just the style, but I don't know. If you like that style, then you like it. If you don't, just notate that the sleeves do kind of flare out. It's that kind of style. And then it has these strings, so there's 2 really long strings that you can kind of tighten and tie. in the waist area. And I will say, like, the material on this is actually really thin. It's giving kind of like a beach vibe almost. I don't mind the thin material. I think it's actually quite comfortable, and the material is very flowy and breathable, and overall just reminds me of spring or hot summer day or something like that. So the material is thinner, like I said, but it's not see-through, and it's very breathable. I love red. Red is my favorite color, so I love the color of the dress. And I love the dress overall. I would probably give it 8, 9 out of 10, only because the cut is so low, and I'm not a huge fan of that. But you can always fix that with fabric tape or a pin or something, so it's not a huge deal. But overall, yeah, very cute dress. So this dress did retail for $119 as well, and I got it in a size small. We're gonna go through the next 2 yellow dresses, but before I go through the dresses, I kind of wanted to go through these heels because the purpose of these heels was I wanted to match it with the yellow dress, and that's because it has like a beigey yellowish tone, at least from online. Pretty much all Zara shoes and Zara shoes and Zara jewelry, it does come with like a little dust bag. And I got these in a size 6, and I believe they were $99.90, something along that line. Essentially, if you round it up, $100 for these shoes. Look how beautiful that is. It's like embroidered. I don't know if you want to consider that embroidered, but it's kind of like this embroidered fabric, like this mesh fabric, and then these embroidered flowers and pearls. It's like super cute. And again, these are in a size 6, and they essentially look like that. Very cute. I also like the little heel. Like, I'm a fan of smaller heels. I mean, back in the days were really long stiletto tall heels, but now that I'm getting older, I just find there's a name for this, but I just find shorter heels more comfortable and wearable throughout the day. And maybe I'll include like a little clip too of just the shoes with like flash lighting, so you guys can kind of see how beautiful these actually really are. And again, these were $99.90, and the shoe also has like this sling back type of strap here. It's not that flexible where it doesn't stretch too much, but it does have a little bit of stretch. Not too much, but a little bit. And I think this shoe actually goes really well with yellow because it has this yellow undertone. It's like a yellow beige undertone, or sorry, it's a yellow undertone but like a yellow beige color, and I feel like that goes pretty well with the yellow dresses that I got. Next, I'm gonna go through this yellow dress. So this dress was, I believe, $79.90, and this was not part of the ZW collection. I will put the name up on screen of what it's called on Zara, but the reason I actually got this yellow dress was because the yellow dress that I wanted from the ZW collection was sold out. And then when I went back and checked the next day, they had it in stock in a size small, so then I actually did put an order in for that dress. So this is the dress I originally wanted from the ZW collection, which we will try on next. But this was not available at the time, so I wanted to get something as close to this dress as possible, and I found this dress instead. So realistically, I don't need both because my intention was to get just the one from the ZW collection. However, I guess it doesn't hurt to have 2 yellow dresses. I mean, I love this color. I think it's such a cute pastel yellowy color. Like, compared to the ZW color, compared to this ZW collection color, this one's almost giving like, I don't know, like you can see the difference. Like, this is more of a pale yellow, and then this is more of a like, it's almost giving like neon yellow type of color. I do prefer this color. Essentially, this is the dress. I will obviously have up on screen the video with, you know, showing the full length of the dress with the shoes that I just showed you guys. And this one has a different type of belt. So this belt has, it's like one of those belts that has that clasp, and then you can thread it through and tighten it or loosen it. You can detach the belt if you want, and there's obviously like belt loops on the dress as well. I will say the material is a little bit on the thinner side, so I guess it could potentially be see-through, but it's not bad to the point where it's completely see-through. And If you're worried about that, like I said, you can always layer a skirt underneath to kind of give it an extra layer of fabric so it's not as see-through, but I think it's pretty cute actually, and the material is on the thinner side as I said, but it's again very breathable and very comfortable. So the top is like this. It has like these 2 gold buttons here, which are real, and then it has like this type of collar, which I think is pretty flattering for most people. And then it has, obviously it's like a short sleeve dress. It does have a zipper on the side here as well that goes all the way down to here to make it a little bit easier for you to put it on and take it off. Because I will say the dress in general, especially the top, doesn't have that much stretch, so it is kind of difficult to get on. So I think the zipper helps a little bit with that, but again, with all these dresses, it's that type of material that doesn't really stretch that much, so just keep that in mind. Overall, I think I would give this dress also a 10 out of 10. I actually didn't think I would like it as much as I do. It's kind of giving summer cookout, like with the family type of vibe. It's very light, airy, beautiful color, comfortable, and obviously anything with a nice belt detail, you kind of cinch it in so it gives you a nice silhouette, and I think it's a really cute dress. We finally have the last dress of the day. So this dress is that yellow dress from the ZW collection. Again, I believe this was $99 and something cents, so you can pretty much round it up to 100. As I already said, I do like the color of the other yellow dress a little bit better than this one. However, this one is still pretty cute. I will say this material feels different from the other 3 dresses that I got from the ZW collection. This one, I don't know how to explain it, but it just feels different. And it is quite thick, which is good. So you can see the inside detail here. So it's pretty thick. It's a pretty thick dress. Again, with this dress, seems like the ZW collection has that hidden button detail, so this one also has that detail where the buttons are hidden. And it goes all the way up to here, but because of the collar type, you can kind of like, you know, pull that over. It also comes with the string belt detail. I didn't tie it perfectly because I'm just showing you guys, but it does come with that as well, that you can tie into a bow or into a knot and kind of cinch in your waist a little bit more. This one is a short sleeve, as you guys can see, and I don't really know what else to say about this dress. I think I thought I would like this dress a lot more than I did, and then I think I was gonna like the other yellow dress a little bit less than I actually did like it, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but essentially I thought I would like this one more than the other yellow dress, but I actually like the other yellow dress more than this one. I think it's still cute though. I think it's still a cute dress. I would still give it like a 9-10, you know, 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10, because it's still pretty good quality and I still do like the style of it, and I still think it's cute. So not really any complaints other than, I think the only thing I don't love about it is the shade of yellow it's in, but again, that's gonna vary from person to person. Some people might like this yellow better, some people might like the other yellow better, so personally for me, I just like the other yellow better, so I think that would be my only thing, but it's not something where I would rate it badly just because it's not in the exact shade of yellow that I like. So still a very cute dress overall, and yeah, 9 out of 10 I would say. So I'm gonna give my overall thoughts on the dresses from Zara. Again, it's been a really long time since I've done a fashion haul, at least filmed it for you guys, but I really like all the dresses I got. Like I said, it gives a 1950s, I think I said 1950s, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's 1950s type of fashion. Kind of gives that vibe, and I really love all the dresses I got. I like how the ZW collection has that detail where the buttons are hidden. I really like that added detail. I think the majority of the colors I really like even this yellow one, it's growing on me a little bit. Like, I do think it's a beautiful color. I think the color choices were good. I don't know, I really don't have any complaints about anything I bought. It is a little bit on the pricier side depending on who's watching and what your budget is. Each dress was essentially $100 or more. I think the ZW collection, each dress was like $99.90, so essentially $100, and then the other two dresses were even more at $119 something. So a little bit pricey, but I can see these dresses being in my closet for a long time, especially because they're very family friendly, because they are a little bit on the more conservative side, which I know is not everyone's style. But if you are looking for something that's more conservative, it's a good option to look at this collection from Zara. I don't really know what else to say, but I really liked everything I got, and I think the only thing you'll have to keep in mind is that you will have to have them ironed or steamed to get the wrinkles out, and you'll just have to be careful of how you wash your clothes, which I think kind of applies to a lot of Zara clothes, because it is quite known that, you know, with a lot of Zara clothing, it does tend to shrink because a lot of their stuff does have a high percentage of cotton most of the time. Now, I'm not saying all their items, but a lot of their items are pretty high in cotton, so that does shrink quite faster. So I will say, as with anything, just be careful of how you take care of the clothes you get from Zara and all these dresses as well. If you're choosing to get any of these dresses, just make sure you're washing it and taking care of it gently, otherwise it will shrink and wrinkle easier. So that's all I have to say. Otherwise, yeah, I really like the haul, and I really like all my items, and overall, the only thing I don't like is that it definitely cost me a pretty penny. I mean, it is a bit high, even for me. I mean, $804 or whatever the amount was is a bit expensive. I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot. But on the flip side, I will be getting a lot of wear out of these dresses, and they will be in my closet for a really long time, so I guess that's on the flip side. If you guys enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in another video. Bye!